So since you was just talking about comics in the chat, we're gonna go ahead and start with it. We got a bunch of comic book stuff today. We got a new Superman trailer that we got to check out. And also, Marvel Rivals is in some hot water, ladies and gentlemen. A new Marvel Rivals item lets you skip losses in ranked matches, and players are now worried that it's a pay-to-win game. These developers have lost their fucking mind. And before we talk about it, two things. I'm playing South of Midnight. I just started it yesterday. Yes, paying for Chrono Shields. We're going to get into it. I started South of Midnight last night. I'm giving away a free copy of the game. If you want to enter the copy, all you got to do is follow me on IG. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. If you're on YouTube, the link should be in the description box. I'm going to pin that to the top of the chat. You got till next Tuesday. That's when this one ends. So you got 6 days to enter. So if you want to enter the giveaway for South of Midnight on a free game, enter it up. Like I said, on YouTube, it's in the description box. They made an update about it. Okay, hold up. I'll save that. I'm going to read the original article, then I'm going to read the update. Before we get into that, though, like I said, we got Superman trailer. We got this Marvel Rivals drama. Hit the fucking like button. And also, it's time for another edition. Since we're already talking about superheroes, it's time for another edition of Am I Valid? Now, for those unaware, Am I Valid is a series I do where I show off the things that I get. Usually either it's vinyls or comics, but lately I've been on my comic grind. So I'm going to show you what I picked up, because for those unaware, in the comic book universe, Wednesday is New Comic Book Day. And a lot of content dropped. I spent some money today. We got a lot to go through, so this is what I'm going to be. Some of this I'm collecting, some of this I'm reading. Let me know if I'm valid. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's go. All right. Have you ever heard of Deadly Class? No, I don't know what that is. See, I joined at the perfect time. First book I got. I ordered this a couple weeks ago because they didn't have it in the store. It's published by a smaller publisher.
As loyal to you as Harley's dumbass.
Shout out to Kobe with the follow. It's called The Chamberlains. This is a new book that dropped a couple weeks ago. Basically, it's about vampire gang wars in Harlem. I don't know, black people, vampires. It sounded cool. And also, when I did my research, it said that Sony bought the rights to this shit already. So maybe Sony, I had to get it because it sounded interesting, but then also off of speculation. I'm not saying this is going to be the next big thing, but if Sony has some interest in it, I thought, let me just grab issue 1 just in case it turned into a show or a movie or something like that. Ugly Art, Fire Story. This is the variant cover. This is not the original one, but black people shit. So, you know, we fuck with that. Speaking of more black people shit, actually black and Puerto Rican, Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 33. I have not read any of this. I did not know he had a series going on, a new series going on until this fucking week. So I'm gonna binge this shit.
Just up the prices on her own.
Shout out to Cyber.
What the fuck I'm supposed to do with this?
Shout out to Cyber with the sub. Appreciate it. I picked this issue up because it's a key issue from what I read. Apparently it introduces 2 new gods to the Spiderverse and like a demigod too. So like 3 gods in like 1 issue. So it's a key issue. I had to pick it up. And I was like, there's already 33 chapters out. So I was like, you know what? I'm probably going to binge this. I'm going to read this. Ultimate Miles comes out next week, I believe, too. Is that issue number 1, Cam? Is that a good jumping spot, or is that something that's been going on?
Subscribe to beating Robin's ass into oblivion.
Yo, shout out to Fake Hawaiian with the sub. Appreciate it. It's number 1. Ooh, good look. I'm picking that up then. I'm picking that up. That might be a better one to jump into. Next, I picked this one up. There's a series going on, and not a lot of people are talking about it, but TikTok put me onto this one.
Remind me of
God damn!
Emerald that fits.
Shout out to Jiggle Them Balls with the bits. Appreciate you. TikTok put me onto this one. There's a series going on. Issue 6 just dropped today. It's called Hailverse, and Hulk just got a new form in this comic book, so it's a key issue. He gets a Hell Hulk form. I don't know, like the devil and the Hulk fucking fuse. I might have to read this one. Sounded kind of cool. I was like, whatever, bruh. You said Jiggle what? Jiggle them balls. That's his name. That is his name. Stop asking me about the goddamn cipher. I saw it, guys. I saw it. Next. It's been a while, apparently, since she got her own book. DC just dropped a new run for Supergirl. I picked this one up because it was issue number 1. Fuck it. Why not? It's been a while since Supergirl dropped. And also, apparently, she gets a new costume in this. So it's kind of like a key issue. I was like, fuck it. I got the foil for that. I got the regular. I decided that I was going to stop buying, unless I really like it. I decided I was going to stop buying foils because I've been doing a lot of research, Taco, on YouTube. And from my understanding, when it comes to market value, a lot of people don't fuck with the foils. So unless you personally really like foil covers, I'd recommend staying away from them because apparently they don't really hold value. People, when it comes to like trading and like selling, people prefer just the default cover, unless it's like some rare variant cover by like some popular artist or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever. That saves me money. I'm gonna just stay away from that shit. You said Gooner Girl. I might read that because it's issue number 1. It's like whatever. This one's definitely getting read. This just dropped today. If anybody's looking for something new to hop into, Spiderverse versus the Venomverse. Why are these niggas fighting? I don't know, but I'm gonna read and find out. Apparently, it introduces some like new god symbiote characters in this as well. All new series. It's really like Crips versus Bloods, like Spider-Man edition or whatever. So if you want something that just dropped, something new to get into, issue number 1 dropped today. I will check this one out. Oh, TikTok put me onto this one too. I've been getting a lot of like comic book creators on my TikTok For You page and my YouTube, which by the way, if you want to get into content creation and you're heavy into reading, I feel like the book community, I don't want to do it because I already got enough channels, but if you're interested, I feel like the book community is wide open, especially since old boy passed away, RIP. What was his name? Comicology, I think. The only big person in the comic book space is Variant Comics, I think. But like I've been getting a lot of creators and they're all like really small, like Comic Story, and yeah, RIP. Variant Comics is like the only real big one left. So like if you're trying to get into content creation and you read Comic Explain, he is too. So that's 2. It's not a lot of competition. It is a smaller market. Not the ones that be doing the movies and stuff, but specifically like the books. It is a smaller market, I noticed. Because anytime I get creators on my page, they don't be having like a lot of views and shit like that.
Let's hit the strip club.
But anyways, TikTok put me onto this one.
Wants to be saved.
Kavier tipped $5. Hey man, been watching your content since the MWN days. Lil, just wanted to say what's up. Keep doing you.
Yo, shout out to Kavier, is that how you say his name? For the $5 donation. I appreciate you, dog, and I appreciate the support. He said people don't be reading. That's not true, because one of the books I got in this stack had over 500,000 pre-orders on the book. I think it's gonna push 1 million in sales easily. Because that was just the pre-orders. But anyways, TikTok put me onto this book. I was not going to pick this one up this week, but like 3 days ago, I found out about this book. And the dude in the video kind of gave a synopsis without spoiling anything. It's called Exquisite Corpses from Image Comics. This is the same company that publishes Invincible. So the synopsis of this, without spoiling anything... No, I didn't get no fucking Quan Mills.
Robin's ass into oblivion.
So the synopsis for this...
Sub just reminded me to unsub from Poison Ivy's OnlyFans.
Y'all all want to sub when I'm trying to talk.
Bank statements.
I appreciate Marvy. I appreciate Mikey. Thank you. I appreciate you. The synopsis of this is it's an alternate universe where I believe it's either the United States or the world. There are 13 families that run the world on some Illuminati shit. It's not the people who are elected. And every 4 years during the presidential election, the families have they send their best assassins to fight it out in a random town. And whoever wins gets to control the world, basically. But the thing is, the 13 families don't tell the town. They just drop their assassins in some random town in Willacoochee, Georgia, and make them duke it out. And then they get to, whoever wins, whoever's the last person standing gets to control the world. So it's like a political kind of thriller slasher. I was like, oh, that sounds kind of fire. And this one just dropped today, issue 1. I will be, this is getting read. This is getting read. That sounds cool. I'll get that tomorrow. I'm for sure adding that to my list. Oh, I had to cop this. Banger. Godzilla versus XMen. Why is this big ass iguana fighting Wolverine and Storm and Gambit? I don't know, but I'm gonna read and find out. I know by the end of the summer, I believe he's supposed to fight the whole Marvel universe. So this is all leading up to it. And I wanted to collect all of them. But in the latest one that dropped today, he's fighting the X-Men. Godzilla versus O Block. Absolute banger. And by absolute, I mean absolute Batman number 8. You know I had to cop. I told you this week was a ton of content. I am all caught up on this. So this is getting read tonight. I've read the first 7 chapters. Chapter 8 dropped today. The last chapter, chapter 7, they revealed.
Shout out to that nigga in the chat for resubscribing.
Shout out to Nitro with the sub, appreciate it.
A real ass nigga for that, mind.
They revealed Absolute Mr. Freeze. This is like the full on reveal, and you can kind of see it in the cover art. He's not a guy with a ray gun. He's like a big ass devil, like an ice devil or some shit like that. So if you want to, this is a good jumping on point. Absolute Batman is fire. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know if I'm gonna read this one. I don't know shit about this character, but it was a number 1, so I copped it. I was like, whatever, for the collection, just in case. There's a new run of Gwenpool. I don't know shit about Gwenpool. I might read this to see if I like this character or not. A new series dropped. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get it. Whatever, dude. I don't know about this shit, bro. He says sort of valid. I splurged on the absolute. Splurged. How do comics work? You just buy individual chapters. I'm ignorant. There's a bunch of different ways. So yeah, these would be like
retwist for my locks.
You have like, so this would be a chapter, right? The singlets, this would be a chapter. You can follow it month to month and just buy chapter to chapter, or you can wait and just buy a whole series at once. Or you can buy, like, let's say like there's the paperbacks, you can buy like 12 issues at once, or you can wait for the omnibus, which gives you like the whole series. There's different things you can buy. It depends. If you want the latest shit, you have to buy the singlets. But if you don't mind waiting and you just want to get into reading, just buy an omnibus or the paperback. You can buy like whole runs basically if you don't care about that shit. That's what I would recommend. This is more for like collectors basically. And last but not least, the reason Gwenpool 1 is going hot right now is because that's the 616 Gwen Stacy. She got revived. Oh, so Spider-Man's original girlfriend, she got revived and then she turns into Gwenpool. Interesting. I was wondering why this one was hot online when I searched it. I just copped it just in case. I might read it. The Grand, you know what I had to get. This is what I came to the store for, that Battle Beast, baby. Battle Beast number 1, for those unaware.
Thanks for the resub. You've got one loyal fan base.
Battle Beast is a character from Invincible. He's probably my favorite character from the show. He got his own spin-off comic book that starts today. Chapter 1 dropped today. And I touched the book. The book is nice quality. This is some nice quality shit. You get an origin story in this joint. Super bloody. This is getting read tonight. If you want something for your collection, definitely pick this up. Like I said, this one had like 500,000 pre-orders, bro. So like people were like, don't nobody read? Nah, niggas is reading this shit, bro. Niggas, you don't read, bro. You don't read. And then last but not least, I had a double dip, chat. I had a double dip. So I got the default Battle Beast cover, and then they also have something going on called a blind item, a blind bag. I mean, so if you go to the comic book store, they might be sold out because it was pretty limited. They have these blind bags, and basically what's in it is you'll either get a variant cover of issue number 1, or you could get a reprinting of. There was a collaboration between Spider-Man and Invincible. It never got reprinted. You can get it in this blind bag, this mystery bag, or you can get the comic book where Battle Beast first appeared in Invincible, because that never got repressed either. So basically, you get a collector's item in here. You just don't know what you're fucking getting, basically. But do you have any One World Under Doom series? Nah, let me tell you about that Hurricane. So like a few weeks ago, I was in the store, right? I'm interested in it because Dr. Doom is probably my favorite villain. I asked the dude at the front, I said, bro, what's up with this One World Under Doom arc? I was like, I love Doom, but I was like, where do you start reading that shit? I was like, I see so many, I was like Doom Academy, Superior Avengers, the Thunderbolts. And he was like, bro, that's how they get you. He's like, it's like fucking 10 different books going at once. I said, I ain't reading that shit. You can miss me with that shit. That's the problem with comic books that I do have. You gonna open it now? Yeah, we finna unpack it now. We finna see what we got. I don't want to damage it though. Okay, it's not too bad. This ain't the cover. This is the bag. You got to actually rip it open though. I don't want to damage the book though, so I got to take it nice and slow. All right. Okay. What I get? Did I get the black and white Battle Beast? What the fuck? Let me see. It's just a variant cover. Ah! Man, I was hoping I'll get that Spider-Man shit. It's cool. I know a lot. Wah. I took the risk. I'm so mad because I watched the video. I seen a couple people get it. I was hoping I got it, man. That shit would have been worth money. That's a make your own cover. Boo. It is what it is. Well, I got an extra one. It's cool. I knew what I was getting into. I'm not gonna lie. I think more publishers should do this shit. This is how you get people to buy more. They got me. Whatever. I'm gonna bag it. Oh wait. Draw your own cover. I'm gonna draw a dick on it. I was hyped for you. I was hoping I got that Spider-Man Invincible. It's cool. That's what I got this week. Hopefully I put y'all onto some reading recommendations. I went kind of crazy this week, but I knew it was gonna be a lot of shit dropping. It's kind of hot in my house. I'm gonna go turn the air on real quick, and then we're gonna get back into the news. Got to take that to Comic-Con and get the artist to draw on it. Is that what people do? People bring those to conventions? Maybe I can get it autographed too. That's not a bad idea. All right. Let's get back to. Have you ever read Bitterroot? Nah, I don't know. What is that? You got me in the Chamberlain and that assassin joint. Somebody got to do it. Goddamn. What's that? eBay listing. I told you. See, I niggas think I be playing. So this is that blind item thing I was talking about. You have like a 1 in 10 chance of getting one of these in that bag, but you don't know what you're gonna get. So like that's why they did that shit, because this shit is worth a lot of fucking money. Man, I wish I would have got this one. That's crazy. All right. Did you go over Steam? Have it? I'm gonna get to it. That's the original, not the reprint. The reprint would still be worth money, because it's the first time they've reprinted it since this came out. It wouldn't be worth as much as this, obviously, but it's the first time they reprinted it in like 15 years. So it would still be worth something. You could probably get a few hundred for it because it's hot. All right, back to this Marvel Rivals shit. New Marvel Rivals item lets you skip losses in ranked matches, and players worry that the climb is meaningless. I'd sit on it. Yeah, and if you sit on it for 10 years, it's going to go up in value. A new item in Marvel Rivals. There's an update, and we're going to get to it. I'm going to read the original article first. A new item in Marvel Rivals' latest event has broken the idea that many players are about in ranked mode. Namely, that it's an accurate way to measure your skill at the game. One loss is no longer necessarily weighed the same as another. The Galactica's gift event lets you earn up to 8 free Chrono Shield cards, which can be used to avoid the penalty of losing a match. Unsurprisingly, this has not gone over well with players who think it will be the nail in the coffin for the hero shooter's competitive integrity. The problem most people see coming is that the game won't be able to properly adjust players' ranks when they lose, disrupting the entire system. Why do I even play ranked? This rank means nothing, somebody said on Twitter. Amazing Spider-Man has a new run. Yeah, I copped the #1 like a couple weeks ago. Let's see. Basically inviting trolls to go into 8 matches and throw on purpose, the Reddit user said. Marvel Rivals competitive mode already has a system in place to prevent you from losing. Yeah, all right, whatever. Let's read the update. Update. NetEase has confirmed that the Chrono Shield cards would only be usable by players in gold rank or below. The purpose is to allow lower ranked players to enter ranked mode with less pressure through the mechanism. I still think that's problematic. Like, because from my understanding, it's been hell getting out of fucking bronze and silver this season for a lot of players because it's just a lot of people who are not supposed to be on rank playing. And you mean to tell me people can just buy something to not lose and then you can pay your way to platinum basically. And platinum is where it starts to get a little bit sweaty. Diamond obviously gets even sweatier. But like, if you're boosting the scrub ass players out of bronze into plat, that's a problem.
This money will go towards a 23andMe kit. I know I'm black, but I need to.
Yo, shout out to Killer with the super chat.
Fall black or just Blake Griffin.
Man, I feel overwhelmed with all this content. All these great comics and games are coming out. My head's spinning, and so is my wallet. Shout out to Killer though with the super chat. I appreciate you. Feels like a band-aid for a bullet wound. Make-A-Wish plat. Yeah, so now anybody who's plat, you can't trust them. It's almost like rank starts at diamond now. It's still pay to win. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to, like, I was thinking maybe I'll come back with Ultron. This makes me not want to play the game. Plat is the new gold. Facts.
Into oblivion.
Yo, shout out to Leonard, because you can say what you want. Oh, it only works up to gold. Doesn't matter. People can basically just pay their way out of gold. It's fucking stupid. But I think the most expensive comic I have is the Spider-Man and Eminem rap battle cover. I'd never sell it, but it's nice to know it's worth something. I never heard of that shit. It's free. Oh, so you don't pay. How do you, my dumbass. The Galactica's gift event lets you earn up to 8 free Chrono Shield cards. So you can't get more than 8, which can be used to avoid the penalty of losing a match. That's annoying. That's not terrible then. Okay, I take it back. It's annoying, but it's not. This is okay. I'm gonna change my answer. I'm gonna put that in the classification of I saw a limit of 21. What's the number? Is it 8 or 21? Because 21 is OD. I'm not gonna lie. This is annoying. But then on the flip side, it's like, this is a slippery slope, chat. This is a slippery show. It starts with 8. It could get worse. This is not my fucking beat plan. But they probably reversed it because people were complaining only to play the gold, only to like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If you gotta pop fucking Chrono Shields that you got at the fucking card pack or whatever, your ass belongs in fucking silver. It's just unnecessary. Like, why are you doing this? I'm gonna change my answer to it's just unnecessary. It's 20 and they disappear after each season. Now that's ridiculous, bro. Let's see. Hey rivals, both Chrono Shield's tokens from ranked match and Chrono Shield cards from events will not be for sale and are only usable for gold rank and below. The purpose is to allow lower ranked players to enter ranked mode with less play. I don't want to play with lower ranked players, bruh. The limit is 20, but they give you 8. So you start out with 8, but you can get 20. Nah, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm good off that. This reinforces how I always say Marvel Rivals is starting to feel like a mobile game. Yeah, all right, I'm changing my answer again. That's too many. I feel like 8 is too many, maybe 5. But you get 20 fucking no losses. If you could activate the card up to 20 times, I don't lose. You're going to make it to plat eventually. Yeah, 20 is way too much. This game is getting goofy. The downfall arrive. Like, what's the point of this? They should honestly make it like other ranked games. Up until gold, you don't lose points. Once you hit gold, you can D-rank. I actually agree with that. I agree with that. Like or if you do lose before you hit plat, you don't lose a lot of points. So there's not like, if you want to relieve the pressure basically, but once you hit that plat and higher, then there's more pressure basically. I get what you're saying. My pops got me into collecting commons. He has a foil cover of Excalibur. That shit is sweet. Add placement matches, add that shit too. Let's look at this video. I mean, this makes me not want to play the game. Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of my For You page on TikTok is just people bitching about the state of this game, and it's funny because I haven't played this game in like a month and a half. And it's to the point where it's like, why are you guys playing it? Like, Rainbow Six does it like that. The higher rank, the more you lose elo. I think that's how it should be. All the shit you can buy. Look at all the cool stuff. Play the game and earn more. If someone wants to throw the match and doesn't want to affect their rank, they can use that to save their ass. Yeah, and that's why it's problematic. This game is already full of people who throw, and you can get up to 20 get out of free jail cards. I could see a world where some of y'all hop on ranked, right? And you're playing with a Spider-Man because they all fucking suck, and he's having a bad game per usual because like they all do. Why isn't Injustice 3 trending? Hold up. The game starts off with Spider-Man going 0-8, and you're like, yo, step it up, Spider-Man, or maybe could you switch to healer? Fuck you. I have one of these Chrono Shields. I don't care. I'm out. Nigga leaves the game and pops a Chrono Shield. The Smurfers are still in the game, sadly. I can see that happening. That's the problem with this shit. Paid to throw. Hey, y'all enjoy that headache, though. Y'all enjoy that headache. I'm gonna read Jeff week 1. Y'all can go play with shitty Jeff. So I'm good off that, bro. Why is this Injustice? Matter of fact, hold on. Let me... Because last time I clicked on a trending topic, it was some weird shit that showed up. Oh, it's just niggas begging for it. It ain't no news. Ain't no news. Someone has to wear the mask. I can see you haven't been on the new season yet, TBH, because the divers are wild this season. I'm not playing that shit. Y'all think I'm playing? Like every 3 videos, my TikTok For You page is somebody bitching about the current state of Marvel Rivals. To the point where I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, why are you guys playing this? When the moment 2K starts getting on my nerves, I get off the game. I'm not playing it. You're not missing anything special. Yep, Smurf Bronze just played an hour ago after since the new season. What else I got for you though? Oh, Elden Ring news. Let's see, Elden Ring, how Limvale will change from run to run. So IGN's got a preview. Night Rain comes out at the end of the month. I'm excited about that. To hop on that with the boys and prove I'm the best Elden Lord.
One of the biggest questions left over after Elden Ring Night Rain's network test back in February was, how will the world of Limveld change in the real game? After all, Night Rain is, for all intents and purposes, a roguelite, and one of the core elements of any roguelite is a degree of randomness or procedural generation that ensures that every run feels just a little bit different. Night Rain has that in the loot department, with every run giving you different rewards and forcing you to cobble together a build
I've never worked
based on what you're able to find.
I don't know how to reset the router.
Run. And also in the enemy and boss department, since none of the boss encounters are static, with the sole exception of the Night Lord battle on day 3. But as far as the world of Limveld, we never really got a chance to see how it changes from run to run during the network test. During my 2 days of playtime at FromSoft's office and over the course of about 10 full runs, I got my answer to—
Man, nothing is wrong with Rivals. So you calling all the people bitching in my Twitch chat and all the videos I get on my For You page, everybody's just lying but you?
Here's how Limveld will change from run to run.
I'd argue that's what's going to kill the game. That right there, the lack of acknowledgement. You don't have to agree with it, but the lack of acknowledgement.
Actually, we jumped the gun. Before we go into the ways that Limveld will change, let's quickly establish what doesn't change.
Everybody else is the problem.
Limveld will not change.
We're all being disingenuous.
The major geographical features, the positioning of cliffs, rivers, and lakes, all of these will be the same, barring a few major exceptions that we'll cover in just a bit. The locations
That's the
of
same shit that killed Paragon, the
jails,
same shit.
The launching spirit springs, cave entrances and exits, the spectral trees and the wind currents, all of these are static and do not change location from run.
So you need to memorize the map.
Run to run. There's also a giant castle that features exceptionally tough battles and big rewards right smack in the middle of the map that will never change. Everything else, from the locations of all the rest of the points of interest, the types of rewards offered at those points of interest, to the wandering mini-bosses and the bosses that you fight at the end of day 1 and day 2, are left completely up to chance. That said, there are 2 other huge factors.
I wish they would drop like a tweet just saying like, at launch, we're going to have 500 bosses. Like, I want to know how many, because I'm worried about dropping down into the game and like 3-4 rounds in, I'm already seeing the same bosses. I don't mind seeing the same ones, but it's like, I want it to be a while before I see them. So it's like still exciting and fun, you know?
That can completely alter a run. The first are world events known as Shifting Earth.
Shifting Earth, holy smokes.
Occasionally, before you even launch into a level, you'll be made aware that there is a Shifting Earth modifier in effect. In our playtime,
ready to get off that 4th run, exactly.
Which transformed the northern section of the map, placing a giant crater in the middle and rivers of lava all around it. The enemies around and inside the crater are no joke, and wipe the floor with
a valiant gargoyle.
First attempted to even get close enough to investigate the crater on the first day. but investigate it you should, and you should do so as soon as the second day begins, if you're up to the challenge. Exploring the crater took us pretty much the entirety of the second day, but when we did eventually make it all the way to the bottom, we beat a boss that granted us an epic rarity level reward by itself.
You work 9-10 hour days, you got your first apartment, is it worth getting a dog? If you're not at home most of the time, you can get a dog, but don't get a working class dog. Also think about maybe getting a cat because they're low maintenance. But because you work a lot and you're by yourself, get a low maintenance dog. Do not get a German Shepherd. Do not get a Border Collie. Do not get an Australian Shepherd.
Cool,
do not get a Belgian Malinois.
One ideology I resubscribe to, and that's Sonic's BBC.
Get you a little couch potato. Shout out to Sauce the Villain with the sub. Just look into like dogs that are no husky. Look into low maintenance dogs.
To the maximum level for free. It's a risky endeavor though, because in order to escape the crater, you need to use a bunch of spectral trees.
Would I play this with the GI community?
Platform as you try to escape.
I don't know, man. Every time I get on the game with you niggas, I be trying to be nice. Y'all niggas be disappointed. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Every time I get on the game with the Discord, y'all niggas disappoint. I've seen things that I should have not seen. Every time, like when I play Marvel Rivals with some of you niggas, just the shit I saw, I was just like, and I don't want to be on the stream yelling at niggas that support me. So it's for your own, my mental health. And I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying, bro. I don't know, man. Oh shit!
Too long in the crater, and now must race against the clock to get.
Motherfuckers be talking hella shit in the chat, then you get pulled up to the lobby, and be like, I don't know, man.
The other big way that change are through the appearances of certain events that seem to occur completely randomly and can throw a huge wrench into an otherwise routine run. I've seen only a couple of these, and some might be familiar with the Margit invasion from the network test, in which Margit the Fell will just all of a sudden jump into your game and just mercilessly hunt your squad down wherever they are. But
just a meteor drops on you.
The appearance of a swirling tornado-like phenomenon in the sky. When our squad approached it, we were suddenly attacked by
a game with some Punisher heels.
Nightfarers who seemingly invaded us from another world. Like typical NPC invasions in Elden Ring, these enemies were smarter and hit a lot harder than typical enemies, making it another
those aren't people though, right?
Consideration to explore the areas near one of these ominous swirling tornadoes in the sky. The most impactful of all of these random events, though, was the appearance of a mysterious boss that would attack from miles away with mortar shots of level-sapping bugs. That's right, get hit even just once by these telegraph mortar strikes, and
time traveler.
It's not even limited to just losing one. Get hit again, he'll take another level from you. The only way to get those levels back is to find and kill the boss by following
that sounds annoying.
Spot. Unfortunately, I don't have footage of this.
See, did you hear what he just said? He said there's bosses on the map. Every time he hits you, you D-rank in level. Y'all niggas asking to play the game. If I would hate to reach level 25 in one run, then this boss spawn on us, hit me upside the head 15 times. Now I'm level 10. At the end of night 3, I'd be like, you gotta go, dog.
Nor do I know
because your ass on the other side of the map looting and shit.
For killing him, because by the time we found the boss,
I don't think there's PvP.
The circle had started encroaching, and we just wouldn't have been able to kill him before the circle killed us. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty soul crushing to have to just give up on those levels that he stole from us, and it really kind of doomed our run from day one.
Damn.
There are certainly more of these that I still haven't.
So it sounds like this shit gonna be hard.
Corruption, the Madness Towers, and more that we see in the overview trailer released by From Software.
Shout out to your brother becoming an
as well that if you don't like the shifting Earth modifier that will affect the world, you can use the bed in the round table hold to sleep to either remove the modifier or have it replaced by something else. As devastating as some of these modifiers can be, I'm nonetheless eagerly anticipate seeing more of them. They inject a healthy level of chaos into what otherwise might start to feel very routine, and led to some great emergent moments with high emotion.
What platform am I getting this on? PC, of course.
To escape the crater, or
I didn't buy this 4080 for nothing. 4080 Super, actually.
As we realized the levels that were stolen from us were gone forever. Moments like these are the heart of any good roguelite, and with
these tariffs, who knows when I'll be able to get a new GPU, nigga? I'm gonna use this 4080, nigga.
Coming at a steady pace. For more of our exclusive IGN First coverage of Elden Ring Night,
said this is not a PS4 stream.
With the Iron Eye and
what's the vibe? How people feeling about this? The boss appearing when you follow the flies is the same name as the Night Lord's nickname earlier in the video, Sentient Pest. The fact that the world itself stays stable but changes is obscure yet interesting. The list of boss hunt names at 207 makes me speculate heavy. Ishin the Glock Saint popping up out of nowhere. That would be fire if Ishin from fucking Sekiro came out of nowhere and started fucking just blasting that motherfuckers, bro. The world events are looking like cinema. People are excited about it. The 30th can't come soon enough. It's gonna do numbers on Steam. I think it's gonna do numbers. Will it be able to sustain the numbers? I'm not sure, but we will see. I'm excited for it. Dude, all right, this is the last time I'm throwing it, okay, buddy?
Thanks for resubscribing.
For the person that was, shout out to Nick.
Money for TBH to cop a brick from Dr. Eggman.
For the person in the chat that was asking about getting a dog, and I said, if you're by yourself and you're working 10 hours a day, do not get a working class dog. This is why. You see this? The nigga just never fucking stops because he's supposed to be in the field chasing sheep and shit. All right, let's see. Yo, shout out to Hydration with the sub as well.
Only one
What'd you link?
ideology I resubscribe to, and that's Sonic's BBC.
What did you link me? Translate post. Thank you for your continued support of the Kingdom Hearts series. Kingdom Hearts 4 is currently in development. We will continue to focus on the development so that we can create a work that meets your expectations. We would appreciate you if you gave us a little more time. What's the purpose of this post? I love your dog. That's why I wanted one so bad. Nah, border collies are not for everybody. I'm not gonna hold you, dog. They're not for everybody. Very hard-headed. I like them because the only reason when I went to adopt them, the only reason the adoption agency gave them to me, because they're very picky about it if you go through an adoption agency, is because I had one before. I knew what to expect, and I live a pretty active life. It's not for everybody. Golden Retrievers, that's a good family dog, but most of y'all are black in the chat. I ain't never seen a black person with a Golden Retriever. I'm not saying it don't exist. I just never seen it. What was the point of posting this? Hey guys, we're working on Kingdom Hearts 4. We know. I'm not even excited. The last one sucked. Let's not forget, guys, the last game was Bye-bye. So like, I don't know, I guess. So I love that new sound. Yeah, they on fucking fraud watch, bro. Now, earlier I mentioned I'm about to use this 4080 because who knows when I'm gonna be able to get a new GPU with these fucking tariffs. Every day is something new. Every day is something different. Xbox decided to hike up their prices. Nintendo hiked up their prices. And word on the street is now Sony might do it too. According to this article, Sony says PS5 price hikes are possible as it faces $680 million hit from tariffs. They're about to lose almost $1 billion thanks to tariffs. All eyes have been seen on Sony to see if it follows Microsoft's footsteps and in response to increased U.S. tariffs, dramatically raises the price of the PlayStation 5. The company confirmed to investors on Wednesday that it might end up doing exactly that as it faces a potential $680 million hole in its bottom line from the new import tax on China and other countries. In a Q&A following its latest earnings report, Sony's CFO suggested passing on the price of the tariff to players and one of the possibilities the company is taking into account as it tries to forecast the impact of President Trump's ongoing trade war. Sony confirmed there's still about 3 months worth of PlayStation 5 inventory already on store shelves, but obviously when they run out of that 3-month supply, the prices might go up. And I'm going to go ahead and say, based off the way this is being worded, I'd say it's about an 80% chance the tariffs are going to hit the PS5. So, I know you little bitches don't want to talk about politics because you like to live in a little ignorant bubble, but this shit affects you. If you are interested in getting a PS5, according to the CFO, you got about 3 months before that price goes up. And for PS4 niggas, you're probably never getting one. You had 5 years. We don't want to hear it. It's cool. Just stick to going to Tomato Town, Tilted Towers. You niggas are still playing Blackout BR on Call of Duty. That's what it was called, right? The one before Warzone. Them niggas are still playing Blackout. Enjoy that. You guys don't care anyway. It's not that deep, though. It's not that deep, though. Shit. You know what's funny? I think I saved this and I forgot to talk about it, but good luck. This new sound took me out. Maybe it was a good idea to get on these consoles early. Shit is crazy. You know, I was just talking to my girl about this earlier too before I started streaming. Them shipments they've definitely stopped. Because the CVS that I frequent, I've never seen the drink aisle and like the snack aisle so empty. That shit is like, you could tell the shipments are starting to slow. I'm like, God damn, bro, we down to the last Gatorades over here and shit. Oh man, I hope we figure this shit out. Let's check this out though. What are we talking about? 1943 Hydra. Oh, yeah, it got delayed. Marvel's 1943 Rise of Hydra launch update. We have an important update. Marvel's 1943 Rise of Hydra will now be launching in early 2026. Taking this additional time will allow us to add more polish and make sure we give you the best possible experience and one that lives up to our vision. We have some exciting things in store and look forward to sharing more with you. Doesn't surprise me. We haven't seen any gameplay. I was hoping it came out in 2025. For those unaware, this is the Captain America / Black Panther game that takes place during World War II, where they work together reluctantly. We got that Unreal Engine 5 demo. It's running on Unreal Engine 5, but we haven't gotten any gameplay. So it doesn't surprise me it's getting delayed. In this update, they say expected early 2026. Usually when it comes to early in the year, games usually launch either February or March. So if I had to predict, I'm going to predict Marvel 1943 is going to drop sometime in February of 2026, especially because it's got Black Panther in it. So they're probably going to be like, oh, Black History Month, we're so clever. I hear this is a Celtics fan stream. Fuck the Knicks and fuck Boston too. Y'all all deserve to suffer. The NBA's rigged anyway. Who cares? I work at CVS. They only give certain items to the higher demanding stores. Plus Pepsi's the one who sells Gatorade, and they've been having a driver's issue since 2020. No, usually my shit be stocked. But like, yeah, for like the past like week, I've been noticing they ain't been restocking. I'm like, ah, damn. You mad your Wizards can't even win a draft lotto? You right about that, because that shit rigged, bro. That shit is rigged. Don't worry, bro. Don't worry. Y'all better win that next game, because if it goes to game 7, I'd be sweating. 1.4% chance. It was 1.8. Yeah, 1.8% chance it went to Dallas. Wow. Okay. Unfortunate, but I've already got a million other games to play, so we'll live, chat. We'll live. We can wait till 2026 with this. You seen the Gilbert Arenas documentary on Netflix? No, I don't need to see it. I was living in DC when it happened. I know exactly what happened. When anything in reference to DC, I understand it in sports. When Stephen A. Smith was talking about John Wall was at the Rose Bar and not at practice, you know, with the bottle girls and shit, I knew exactly what the fuck he was talking about, bro. I used to know somebody that worked at Rose Bar. I knew exactly what kind of women he was around, bro. I know what the fuck going on. I don't need to watch that documentary. That nigga was shooting up the place. I know. Oh shit. Oh my God. They just reopened the Rose Bar. John Wall was at the Rose Bar. We got a new rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. This is a rumor. So there's been a rumor flying around that a new PSP 2 or PS Vita 2, a new handheld from Sony, is supposed to be coming out. We've had about a couple articles come out, but Sony has not confirmed anything. I was lurking on the Gaming's Leaks and Rumors Reddit, and according to this individual...
Cool, but honestly, there's only one ideology I resubscribe to, and that's Sonic's BBC.
Yo, shout out to Conky with the sub. Appreciate it. Do I remember the DC Sniper? Yeah, we used to have to walk in zigzag to school. We used to walk through the 7-Eleven and shit like that. Yeah, I remember. According to this leaker, Xbox hardware insider on NeoGAF says some sources told him there's indeed a full PlayStation portable console coming. It's currently scheduled to release around the same time as the PlayStation 6, which for those unaware, those rumors have surfaced. PS4 niggas, they're saying we could see the PlayStation 6 in 2027, which is 2 years away. So once again, like I said, between the tariffs, the PlayStation 6 is soon. We're closer to the PlayStation 6 than we're not at this point. Just give it up. You're not getting the PS5. I don't want to hear nothing about the tariffs. You've been unemployed, nigga. So the leaker says it is a full-blown PlayStation handheld coming. When asked about it, they said that's a sure thing, but I'm wondering if you have your own sources on that. And they said, I do. True. It won't fall in the Portal pricing, so I guess it's not a real refresh of the Portal. Time-wise, something around the PlayStation 6 launch. So because it's not in the Portal pricing, that's making me think it's a full-blown handheld with hardware on the inside. But once again, this is some trust me bro shit. Take it all with a grain of salt. This is GameStop employees just yapping. We don't know. But I hope that this is true. The PSP is one of my favorite handhelds of all time. And I hope that it's an actual proper handheld with hardware on the inside and not just some random streaming device, as long as Sony supports it. I never had the Vita. Was it that much better than the PSP? The Vita power-wise was, but I think the PSP was superior because the software. The Vita was, it just wasn't supported correctly. But it was one of the first handhelds that had an OLED screen. People forgot that. Rose Bar Legend. Yo, chill. 2027 PS5 Pro, 650, PS6, $1,000. It could happen. We're gonna have handheld wars again with the Steam Deck, ROG Ally, the PSP, and the Switch 2. I'm telling you, I think handheld is the future. I think handheld is the future. What did you link? I think I have that on my other batch. Let's check out the Superman trailer though. I'd definitely get a new PSP type handheld over a straight. You know what? I'll say this before we watch this Superman trailer. If the PSP does come out, right? I hope not only does Sony support it, but Sony supports it in a way that allows for creativity to flourish, right? I feel like people forget because the Switch kind of fused the Game Boy with the actual full-blown console. I feel like what made the 3DS and the DS and the Game Boy Advance cool in comparison to like Nintendo's main console was there were a lot of unique experiences. Because what happens when you have very limited hardware power, it forces the developer to get creative to work with what they have. And then what can happen is you spawn a whole new series that was birthed on a smaller platform, and then eventually you bring it to the big platform. So if they do a PSP 2, I hope Sony allows these developers to get creative and just do whatever the fuck they want. I want to see I don't want a PSP 2 to come out, right? And we're just playing The Last of Us remastered on there. Like, I want there to be like Loco Roco, wherever that shit was, right? Literally Monster Hunter. Yeah, Monster Hunter started on mobile. Real shit. That's a great example. I forgot about that. The first Monster Hunter I played was on the 3DS. That's real shit. So use it for creativity, and then, you know, use it as a little beta testing ground. Because in my opinion, if you're buying a handheld, you're probably more of a hardcore gamer, with the exclusion of like the Switch. But like if you're buying something like the PSP 2, you're probably a little bit more hardcore. The Steam Deck, stuff like that. They should dig into the old franchises like Killzone, SOCOM, dig into the old stuff, but also allow space to create new things, because I think we all want new experiences. I don't want to go into the era of the PlayStation 6 and whatever the new Xbox is called, and we're still playing Gears of War. We're playing Uncharted Remastered Collection for the third fucking time. I don't want to do that shit. I want to play something different. So just some food for thought. If anybody from Sony sees this, just some food for thought. Astrobot PSP. Astrobot won Game of the Year. I mean, it could happen, but that's a console game, guys. Come on. Nah, they just gonna bring back Burnout. I'll take a Burnout. All right, new Superman.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Just out of curiosity, just some food for thought. I've never read a Superman comic book in my life, so I don't know the proper lore. I've only seen the cartoons. Is there an ever, because like every version of the Superman cartoon I've seen and every panel of a different Superman comic book I've seen, like Lois is always just like an average looking white woman, you know? Is there a particular reason? Like, is there something about Kryptonians? They just love average Beckys? Like, this man can save the world. Like, you couldn't get one of the bad ones. Like Clark loves a 6, man. But hey, you like it, we love it. I'll just put it out there. Just some food
Superman.
for thought. Just some food for thought.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might. It's a lot.
Snow Bunny's never though.
Secretary of Defense said he was going to look.
Oh, you right. Super Smash Brandon said he from Kansas. That does that makes sense. In Kansas, Lois is a 10. You're right. Let me read this back. We not paying attention. Baddie's not loyal. She'll go on IG talking about she deserves more. Shout out to Beyonce's mom.
Recently.
All right, that's the wrong sound actually for Beyonce's mom. I'm 71. I won't be single.
You've come under
okay.
A lot of
it's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny?
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you.
They got this little film green effect on
This
it.
is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the.
Who are these people supposed to? Is that that nigga from The Boys? What was his? What was that name? The fake ass Batman? What, Black Noir? Yeah. Who the fuck is that? Who is this supposed to be? I don't know Superman characters like that. I know Superman, Doomsday, Lex Luthor. That's about it. Like
You're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed.
and General Zod. I know General Zod. go to intertwine all these characters and the interactions, and we're just trying to establish Superman at this point. So I can see that hurting it, but until I see the movie, I'm not going to judge it. I still think it looks pretty good, and I don't like Superman. I think it looks good for the most part. The CG looks good, like the action looks cool. Maybe this will turn me into a Superman fan. That or Absolute Superman, because that's on my bucket list of things to read. It's a bunch of issues I need to catch up on. They made DC so serious. DC's always been kind of serious. What do you mean? It's always been kind of serious from my understanding. Living in Gotham is pretty serious, dude. What are you talking about? We don't need to see Krypton blown up again. Yeah, we don't need to. Yeah, we don't need to. We know the story. Yeah, we don't need that. I'm curious of how they will introduce Wonder Woman and Batman later on. Yeah, because I mean, it is a bunch of C-tier characters that they're introducing versus like the main people, even like the Flash or whatever. How are they going to introduce all of them? But for now, it's just Superman. It looks cool. They've introduced Brainiac in Absolute Superman, and he looks like a menace. Yeah, I got that book. I got to catch up on it. I'm gonna either read that or Martian Manhunter this weekend. Wonder Woman's easy to introduce. Why you say that? I think they'll bring up Peacemaker. I hope not, because I do not like that nigga. He is not funny to me, dude. Right, James Gunn can handle a movie full of characters. James Gunn is responsible for Guardians of the Galaxy. So if there is a director that can handle a bunch of personalities on screen, it's probably him. The only thing is like James Gunn he usually makes like the goofy movies like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm curious to see how he's gonna do it in a more serious tone. It looks fun. I like the idea of jumping us in the middle of a Superman story instead of starting from the beginning. Yeah, we don't need at this point, we don't need an origin story. Like super popular characters like Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, we know the origin story. We don't need that anymore. If you guys want to milk these fucking movies, just make a good movie. Did you happen to add Blue Marvel's comic to your collection? Yeah, I have that on my list of things for like black characters to get. What is this? Bro, I'm not watching Peacemaker. I don't like this character. This nigga's a fucking goofy goober with a fucking toilet helmet on his head and a pistol. I'm not watching this shit. I deadass don't like this character. I get y'all like it. This nigga's a loser to me. I don't like this shit.